Good evening, good afternoon, and good morning, ladies and gentlemen, dear friends around the globe. Welcome to our Bachelor Program's information session. For most of you, it's probably 5 o'clock tea, but depending on where you are at the present moment, it can easily be also the morning coffee for you. My name is Anto Liivat and I'm the head of Bachelor Programs in Estonian Business School. It's my sincere pleasure to invite you joining us from our brand new video studio where we are going to have all those information sessions this week. Those sessions have been designed to provide you with a bit of insight on programs, university, and people who are going to share their ideas and thoughts with you today, as well as being the members of EBS family with a bit of experience in our university. Our session should take around 1 hour, so please make yourself comfortable and may you enjoy your stay with us. Please feel free to ask all the questions you have by writing them down in Facebook or YouTube chat room. We're going to answer all the questions at the end of our session, so you may target whoever of the speakers you consider to be the most suitable to answer them. And now, may I introduce the people who are going to share their bits of information and thoughts about EBS with you today. First of all, there's Made Gatsievich, our study consultant. Hello, Made.
Hello, everybody.
Good to see you. What has been the best compliment any of our students have made recently?
Being a study consultant, dealing with everyday struggles, problems, and happiness as well, then one of the students once told me that I couldn't have done it without you. And then I answered to him that, well, you studied on your own still.
Thank you, Made. Great to have you. We have Liisa-Maria Lillepea, alumna of Estonian Business School. Is that right, what students sometimes argue, that our study consultants are kind of chief happiness officers in EBS?
Hi, everyone. And yeah, that has happened. We even fight for their attention.
Wow, okay, great to hear. You're going to share your experience on starting your own career as entrepreneur with us today, so we are looking forward to hearing more. Sheila Süda is our study consultant for International Business Administration program. Hi, Sheila.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening. What do you think, what is the weirdest question our students used to ask when they meet you first time?
Weirdest question. I actually think that the first time that they come to us, then they don't have weird questions. I think that all questions are relevant. So I don't think that weird is the word I would use, but I think that the funniest moments have been when some students have called me and addressed me as professor. So then I feel very honored, of course, that they refer to me as a professor, not a study consultant.
Thank you, Sheila. Randy Padar is the head of Estonian Business School student government. Hello, Randy.
Hello, everybody.
Hi. What it really takes to become a president of the student government, has that been a tough ride for you or rather not?
I would say it's more like logical way of building your career step by step. I didn't start as a president. I started as a member in the student council, and I took some steps upwards and ended up being a president. So it's been a logical way, but most definitely it's a tough road.
Thank you, Randy. And we also have Lina Reiman with us, the head of admissions. Hi, Lina.
Hi, Anto.
Good to see you with us. How challenging it really is to be enrolled in EBS? Is application procedures rather a pleasure or a pain?
I would say that applying to EBS is not as hard as it seems at first. I know there are many steps, but they are all very simple once you just concentrate a little. And basically, if you will feel any troubles, you will always have a support in applying. So actually, applying is quite simple. We will go through the process during this info session as well.
Thank you, Lina. So those are the speakers you're going to meet in a while. You might be well aware of the fact that Estonian Business School is one and only business university in Estonia, in one of the most entrepreneurial-minded and digitalized countries of the world. Amongst our graduates, there are unicorn founders, serial entrepreneurs, business leaders in international companies. However, what is probably a bit more surprising for you, or might be a bit more surprising, is that we really work hard every day to constantly improve our programs, even after 30 years of history. And we are not only trying to be updated or just keeping up the speed, but we're really trying to be ahead of time. We consider it to be small study groups and team teaching as one of our core advantages, and together with the great contacts with the corporate world, I think we can satisfy even the needs of most demanding students by bridging the gap between theory and practice. What our students appreciate is also flexible organization of studies, so they are able to combine their professional career with their studies. In 2011, we opened a branch in Helsinki, so now we are operating on both sides of Baltic Gulf, Estonia and Finland. And Estonia and Finland have one of the best education systems in the world. There's a significant number of students from both countries who are enrolled in Estonian Business School, together with more than 40 nationalities being represented amongst our students all together. So you're going to find a really international environment in here, and we think in cooperation with our partner universities around the globe, we can offer you a personalized learning experience where you're really able to study what you like the most, bearing in mind the desired professional career. Of course, virtual learning capabilities are quite a norm today, from the time point when COVID pandemic started we have successfully held close to 1,000 seminars and lectures in virtual environment. But during the normal conditions, we mostly ask our students to join into blended learning experience. And also, we cooperate with our active alumni community. Once you become a student here, you're definitely going to have a chance to meet many of them throughout your studies. But now I'm willing to give a floor back to Made, who's going to open up the Entrepreneurship Bachelor program for you.
Thank you, Anto, for this. Hello, everybody again. I'm the study consultant for entrepreneurship and business administration. So I would just, as it's a short 5 o'clock tea, I would just mention few of the reasons why to come and study in this curriculum. First and the most important, I think, is how do you become the best? You learn from the best. So our lecturers have the best knowledge because they have the experience in that field as well. I think this is one of the most or one of the first reasons to come and study in EBS, because of the people who teach you. The second is also connected with people, and it's connected with who you study with. In EBS, you find like-minded people. You have probably heard the saying, tell me who your friends are, and I will tell you who you are. So coming to EBS, you will become one of us. Of course, in Estonia, in schools in Estonia, we have the most rare and exceptional thing called mobility window, which means that it's super easy to go and do your Erasmus abroad and do it in another business school. So coming to EBS, in this curriculum, we have a daytime-based study that takes 3 years. And in these 3 years, you can find the curriculum on the webpage and get more information by contacting us. But I would cut these 3 years into categories. First year, creating the base for business. Second year, practicing your skills and gaining knowledge, testing everything out. And the third year, changing the future already. So the second part is we have also session-based studies, and this session-based studies is more for the people who are already working, which means that you do not need to leave your career behind. These studies will take 3.5 years, so it doesn't mean that you need to cut everything off to only do your studying. You can manage both and you learn to do both of them. Basically, the 3 years, I would say, are the same, but maybe the first year I would rephrase and say that you will gain the theory and knowledge already behind the things that you do, and you know how to do it, but maybe you want to know how to do them even better. So all this curriculum that I'm talking about, the learning language is Estonian, but of course there are these subjects that you can choose and do in English as well, because why not to try and study in both languages? So I'm thinking, did I miss something out, or I will go back to you, Anto.
Thank you. You definitely didn't. We encourage our guests to answer the questions should there be so I opened it up myself. You mentioned mobility window. Are there any restrictions for the courses what our students can take while being abroad in some of our partner universities, or you are going to transfer all the credits?
Thank you for the question, Anton. This is why we are very unique. The mobility window means that you can go study abroad, do super interesting courses that you would not do in Estonia, or you can't even do because they don't teach them in here. For example, in Italy, people learn luxury management. I think Randy also took that course. This is something that you cannot even study in Estonia. So basically, you do not lose time in your mobility window because all that you learn, we can transfer back to Estonia.
Thank you so much, Made. You referred to Randy, but let's pick Lisa Maria first. Welcome back, Lisa Maria. So, how has been your experience in EBS, and how have you benefited from your studies in EBS while building up your professional career?
Thank you, Anton. Hi again, everyone. My name is Lisa, and I'm an alumni of EBS. I studied the entrepreneurship and business administration, and I specialized in the creative economy. And probably it has benefited me the most with the courses, and it has just teach me a lot about how to actually start a business and run a business. So, yeah, I am the co-founder of Bazaar, and I've been working for the startup now for almost 3 years. But before I joined EBS, I knew I wanted to become an entrepreneur and start my own business or work in a company where I can be valuable. Back then, I had pretty much no idea what aspects of business interest me the most and which direction should I even take. I remember I was following a few people on Instagram who were studying in EBS, and all the posts and the stories they shared, it just always seemed there was so much happening inside the student community, and you could do so much more besides studying as well. So that interested me a lot. But in the end, the two main reasons why I chose EBS came down to two specific reasons. I knew I wanted to start a career as an entrepreneur, so I wanted to learn from the best, and that's why also EBS. The second reason was that I wanted to surround myself with people who were driven and ambitious. I wanted to connect and find really great people. I have always been a big believer that the environment you put yourself into has a significant impact for you as a person and for your life in general as well. So the two main reasons why I chose EBS in the end was to learn from the best and find like-minded people. I chose the entrepreneurship and business administration program because it really pushed us to act and think as entrepreneurs from the beginning. We had a course already in the first semester where you need to start your own business and come up with a realistic idea and pitch it in front of everyone. And I remember that I didn't know anyone yet, so it was pretty terrifying to pitch the business idea in front of everyone in class. But yeah, then you need to find your team, and you really have to make the idea work. This specific course lasts for a year, so there's a lot of work you need to put into it. But you really get to learn and experience in the beginning what it takes to start your own company. I chose to specialize in the creative economy But you can also choose between technology business or professional sales. There is a slight difference in the courses where you can take your internship. For example, I did my internship in a PR agency, but I knew some people went to technology firms, etc. But besides studying here in Estonia, EBS truly offers a lot of opportunities for students to improve and challenge themselves abroad as well. There are really many awesome projects where you can participate. One project took me to compete in a business plan competition in South Korea with the 3 of my course mates, for example. And I know Randy went to the same competition last year. But to truly take myself out of the comfort zone here in Estonia, I also did a semester abroad in Bocconi University in Milan. And as I mentioned before, EBS does offer a lot of opportunities, and that also includes the possibility to learn amongst top universities in the world. And I remember with Erasmus that I was honestly so surprised in a really positive way, of course, how EBS supports their students with the process of studying abroad, with picking the right university and with everything related to the paperwork. And Erasmus definitely is fun, but I think I have never studied that much and read that much in such a short period of time as I did while studying in Bocconi. But I still think that the best part about Erasmus is the fact that you really come back as a different person with new perspectives and much more open and global mindset. So that's why Erasmus is definitely a life-changing experience. But as the university program includes starting your own business, writing a business plan, and working as an intern in another company, you really learn pretty fast what is it that you are good at, what is it that you're not good at, and what it is that you want to do and what it is that you definitely don't want to do. My journey as an entrepreneur started at my second year in university. I was at that time working in a clothing store and mostly doing social media. But long story short, the store had to close down, and me and my coworkers decided to start our own menswear online shop. And the store that went closed was our first partner whose stock we were reselling. We launched the company while I was on my Erasmus in Milan, and the other team members were here in Estonia. What I want to say with this is that nothing is impossible, and you can study, be abroad, and launch a new business at the same time. We managed to run the company for 2 years with an incredibly small budget, but we were always profitable. By the time we decided to close down the online shop, I was already working at the Bazaar team. But to introduce Bazaar overall, Bazaar is an application where you can buy and sell your secondhand clothing and items. We launched with a new application and did a rebranding in October and opened our physical store this February. I met the founder of Bazaar through my best friend, whom I also met in EBS. So in the end, the two main reasons why I decided to come to EBS, knowledge and great people, meet great people, have really gotten me today where I wanted to get then. So joining EBS and studying in Bocconi have definitely been one of the best investments in my life I've done. So I really encourage you to join EBS. Yeah, that is my story, and I'm going to be here until the end. If you have any questions, then I'm free to answer.
Thank you so much, Liisa-Mari, sharing your thoughts. You mentioned like-minded people and also importance of knowledge. But is there any attitude or bunch of attitudes what developed throughout your learning experience in Estonian Business School?
I think the main difference came with this doer kind of mindset, and that definitely came from student council as well, that you really go hands-on with everything and all in with everything. So yeah, the doer mindset.
Thanks again. And now we're going to give a floor to Sheila Süda, who is responsible for helping our International Business Administration program. What is the specifics of the program designed for those who are aiming to become not right away entrepreneurs, but rather business leaders, managers in fine-tuned, bigger size international companies?
Thank you, Anto. So indeed, the second bachelor level program that EBS offers is International Business Administration. And this program is offered both in Tallinn and in Helsinki. So there's just a difference in the length of studies. It's 3 years or 3.5 years. And the difference comes from the fact that in Tallinn, it's daytime studies, which means basically that there are classes held from Monday to Friday, whereas in Helsinki, it's a session-based study format, meaning that the studies are conducted every other week. So why should you choose this program? Firstly, because it has the highest level of international recognition, the EBS accreditation. Secondly, as the name already entails the word international, then we definitely focus on the international aspect of things when it comes to this program. So truly, you have a very international mix of students in the classroom, meaning that you have different experiences and different backgrounds that all contribute to the classroom. Also, of course, this mobility window opportunity is offered as part of this program as well, meaning that we definitely encourage our students to spend a semester abroad at one of the 60 partner universities that EBS has. So definitely this enriches the experience that the students get here at the university. And also, maybe the third reason why to choose this program is because the students who are enrolled in this program are all eligible to do a double degree that EBS offers alongside with Lancaster University. And what this basically means is that for 2 years you study here at EBS and then you continue your studies in the UK at Lancaster University. So if you're interested in this more, then we have all the information up on the website as well, if you're interested in the requirements, and obviously you're always welcome to write to me and ask about it some more. Now, as you can see here on the slide as well, then there are 2 specializations. So basically you can choose either marketing and communication or finance and accounting. So when you come and study here, then you can actually specialize in either one, and this will then be a portion of your studies. And if you have any further questions, then I welcome all the questions. So at the moment, I would give the floor back to you, Anto.
Thank you so much. You mentioned mobility window, and there was right away a question posed. Are there any scholarship opportunities for the students who are going to have an advantage of this mobility window?
Thank you for the question. Indeed, if you go and do the exchange semester abroad, so if you do the Erasmus exchange, then you are given a grant, a scholarship, and the size of it or the amount of it depends on where you're going specifically. So, but indeed, if you choose one of the universities here within Europe, then you are given an Erasmus grant.
Thank you so much again. We have also the third program in our bachelor programs portfolio, which is entrepreneurship in digital era, as shown on the slide right now. And this program is brand new and focused on building business in a digital world. It's going to be really a journey which takes you through all the stages of setting up and developing your company. There will also be a support from real-life entrepreneurs as the mentors, and participating in this program is going to be quite like taking part in a journey on business simulator. You will start finding your business idea first, then creating a company, and finally selling it. But you really need to work in a team throughout all of your studies, and we well understand that problems what entrepreneurs are facing in real life are interdisciplinary in essence. So we are going to target precisely different kind of challenges, and we are going to combine the knowledge and skills from different fields, marketing, finance, law, etc., to really analyze and solve those problems. So if you are willing to devote yourself for the tough international team learning in a really lifelike situation, then this program might be a great choice for you. But now we have also Randy prepared to speak up on his EBS experience and also about the student life in EBS, what student government takes care of. So feel free, Randy, to take over.
Thank you, Anto. I'm actually quite jealous of this new program that you are launching now, since it seems really, really practical and really like, I would say even like sexist. So I'm actually quite jealous. But yes, hello, dear future Appsters. My name is Randy, and I'm the third year student of the Entrepreneurship and Business Management, and also I'm the chairman of the Student Council. So my job here is to speak what we do, maybe to also inspire you along the way. I guess most of you agree that the environment you surround yourself really can help creating memories and helping to have the best time of your life. So maybe a little bit actually about the EBS itself from the student point of view. When you come here, what you can expect? You can expect people who think the same way like you do. Myself, I wasn't actually really sure coming to EBS at first. So I came to the bus tour. You know, they have this kind of like a bus tour when this bus takes you like 3 or 4 companies which are related to the Appsters or the alumni of the Appsters, whether they manage this organization or they are the owners of this organization. So I wasn't sure coming to EBS at first, but the people I met, basically I decided it in 10 minutes that I'm going to spend my next 3 years at this building. Why? Because I like the way people are thinking at this building. They think big and actually do something about it as well. They don't only speak, but you can actually really see the results as well. Like Anto mentioned, we have over 40 different nationalities, and you can really meet a lot of different interesting people when you network. So this school is really for you when you decide that you're willing to give yourself a bit more than you're used to. So basically, this school can help to improve your skills or whatever you want to improve much more than you can actually imagine. So before coming to EBS, I was a professional footballer, and I didn't know that much about entrepreneurship or business management. The only thing was that I've been investing since I was 16 years old. That was the only thing I knew. And throughout these 3 years, I've been working together with some of the best entrepreneurs in Estonia, some of the best investors in Estonia. I've been speaking to 1,500 people about investing. I've been to South Korea, like Lisa Maria has been. I've lived a year in Italy, not in Milan, but in Rome. I've been to many conferences and so on. So this 3 years really changed my life, and that's because of the surrounding life at EBS. Maybe you also like to hear about the teachers and the classes a bit before we're going to move on to the student council itself. The classes are, I would say, small regarding if you're looking like I don't know. When I went to Rome, the classes were a bit bigger, like 70 people, 80 people, sometimes like even smaller, like 40 people. But at EBS, you can expect much more classes, which means the work in the classroom, it's going to be more intensive, but you're going to learn a lot more. I think I have never learned in these 3 years. I've never learned that much in the class ever. I did not learn that well on my high school. So that is really phenomenal. And the classes are smart. So at EBS, the EBS has gone through renovation, and the classrooms actually are really comfortable. And you have a lot of like project management rooms where you can take your group or take your team and do the work after the class. But maybe now a little bit about the student council. That's something I've been close to this 3 years now at this building or at this school. So what is the student council? It's actually legally registered, a non-profit organization which works together with schools. So majority of events, I would say 90% of events we do come or happen in this building will come from us. So there are sports events, parties, investment and networking events, international events, and much more. And in the student council, we have approximately 40 people working there. So basically, yeah, in the student council, there are different fields: sports field, events field, international club field, investment club field, EBSTER field, which is our web page where you can see and read different articles or see some kind of videos or photos. We also have the marketing team. So when people come to the student council or they want to be a part of the family, we always seek for their potential, what they find themselves the most comfortable in, and where they want to learn the most. So we have some people now who want to be in the marketing field for the rest of their lives, or at least they want to start a career in the marketing field. So they can do the marketing for the student council, and it really helps them along the way. And also, like, people come together and they meet friends for life. What about us? We have our own budget. We have our own rules. We have our own room, actually, where a lot of people spend their time. And we're like a huge family who takes care of all the other students. So when you feel like you want to be a part of the family, the elections start at the end of the year and then at the beginning of the year. EBS Student Council can also offer you a scholarship, which is basically the more active you are, the more scholarship or ECTs or the money you get from us as well. So you can see here some of the pictures. We've gone to golf. Actually, golf is something that really is related to EBS. A lot of our alumni and lecturers and students play golf here, and some of the events happen on the golf course as well. You can also see orientation weekend on the bottom picture, where all the students, new students, come together and we celebrate like 3 days together. So, and also on the right top corner, you can see a picture when we went to Maastricht. Now it's something we try our own, that we're trying to go or move out to different countries. We try to go abroad with our team to participate in different events. This one, particularly in Maastricht, was a sports event, which was like 3 days. We flew there together, like 30 people, and it was a hell of fun. So basically, whenever you have some kind of idea and you want us to know, let us know. There is basically no restrictions. We can do or organize whatever event you want us to do. Check definitely out our social media as well, EBSICAS on the Instagram, and you can see many pictures there as well. So if you have any questions to me, let me know, and that's it for me. Thank you.
Thank you. Sure, I do. You were a professional footballer. It's a great sport, but now I can see you playing golf everywhere, and I know there's plenty of people who enjoy playing golf in Estonian business school. I'm not the biggest fan of the golf. I think it's a sport for old and grey. What are you finding to be so intriguing or challenging in this game?
So basically, when you play golf, it's something that helps you to get away from your everyday professional life or whatever you are facing on your everyday life. You're forgetting yourself on the field for, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours. You get this pure quality time, I would say. And also the second point is that you're going to meet and network a lot of interesting and fascinating people, a lot of entrepreneurs, and a lot of people who can give you a push to your professional career. So I think there are quite many positive sides on playing golf.
Maybe our new students are a bit hesitant to really settle down in here or to be engaged in all the activities of EBS. Are you accepting freshmen also to become the members of student government?
Yes, there's actually like 2 things. We are always accepting all the members who want to be a part of the family. I can't guarantee you to become a member because member means for us means that you have the contract with the student council, but you can always be a buddy who's a friend for international students, or you can be a free molecule, as we call. This free molecule means you can help us whenever you want to help us. If you see any fascinating project or some kind of event coming up, you can help us through that, and one maybe more positive side for being a member is we have our own budget for scholarships. and all the members can receive a scholarship from our side as well. But our scholarships are not unlimited, so that's why we need to have a particular number of members, and not everybody can become a member. But if you feel interested, let us know, and we sure can find a way to find some kind of activity for you inside the team.
Many international students who are not familiar with Estonian or Finnish culture ask how can they feel or make them feeling at home in here. Is there anything how student government helps our international students to feel themselves at home in here?
Yes, actually we have this thing called the buddy program. As I mentioned before, you can become a buddy. So I was buddy to how many there were, like seven people last semester. So they were Italians, they were French people. They came to here to Estonia for an Erasmus program. I also got one girl who came to Estonia to stay here for 3 years, 3-year long studies. So this buddy program means that basically you take care of him or her getting used to Estonia, because it can be quite tough at first, because winters can get really cold, and people are not so talkative in Estonia. They can be quite different if you're not used to it, and that's where buddy comes to the game and helps you along the way, answers you all the questions and so on. That's the first thing. And the second thing is we do such events where we try to bring together different nationalities and different people. I would say for international people, the most successful event we have done are 2 events. This first of all is the orientation weekend, where that is the beginning of the year where you come together. We're gonna have so many different events throughout the 3 days. We're gonna have the pub crawl, we're gonna have the party, we're gonna spend time at the school, and the second event is winter swimming. Actually, it's gone so popular recent years that we have had a problem that we have like 2 saunas next to the sea, which are like 40 degrees, but we have like so many people coming to the winter swim, like 40, 50, 60 people, because all those international students and local students as well want to experience something different, and that is like really where you can network and get used to being in Estonia. So we try to do everything from ourselves, and if you're not still feeling at home, let us know. We definitely gonna help you from our side.
Thank you so much, Randy. Let's move on now. And I'm pleased to give a floor to Liina Reimann, who's responsible for the admissions. So you are one of the last obstacles between enrollment and starting enjoying the studies in Estonian business school. So what are all those struggles applicants need to go through?
Yeah, thank you, Anto, and hello, everyone, once again. I wouldn't say I'm an obstacle or the last person standing before the studies. However, I'm the person who maybe helps you to solve this puzzle of admissions that you need to go through once you decided to join EBS family. And I hope those previous speakers that were before me actually ignited the interest towards EBS even more, and now you are more sure that you want to start studies with us. But overall, I will also share the admission process with you briefly, so you know what you need to do. If right now you decided, yes, EBS is the place for me, then the first thing you will need to do is to submit your application. For local students who studied in Estonia previously, you will have to do it through online platform called SAIS. And for all the international applicants, also Finnish applicants, and local students who previously studied abroad, you should submit your application in Dream Apply. Both systems are online, so there is no hassle with documents or paperwork. Bureaucracy is not there. You will just have to find the right platform and put all information about yourself and your educational documents there. If you will get confused how to proceed with the admission process or in which step you are, then there is a separate tab on our homepage as well, which is called Admissions. And it also has all the step-by-step things that you need to make, and also some frequently asked questions, what are supposed to also help you out when you are in the process of applying to EBS. Then there are program-specific requirements. So something you need to keep in mind. For local students and Finnish students, we take into consideration your state exams. For international students, we'll look at your previous academic results through your graduation documents. For example, for entrepreneurship and business administration program, you require English language and Estonian. For international business administration, we look at your English results and mathematics results. And for entrepreneurship in digital era, we'll look at your English results. All the percentages are lined out on our webpage if you want to know more, if you are eligible for the program or not. Something to keep in mind is that for international business administration and entrepreneurship in digital era, you will require a bit higher result in English because the programs are conducted in English language, and we want to assure that you are able to keep up with your studies at EBS. And then once you have made sure that your program specific requirements are fulfilled, then you also need to look if you have proof of sufficient English level, especially for English programs. If you have not made the exams in any of the required subjects, you can take entrance exams at EBS. As an international student, you can prove your English by presenting internationally recognized language tests. Or if you have previously studied in a European country, in US, UK, Canada, then you can also present your graduation documents, and then we will be able to see if we waive the requirement. After you have passed all the requirements when it comes to your educational and academical background, then you will be offered an admission interview. Admission interview is half an hour, and it's your possibility to meet people of EBS. So it means you meet our students, our lecturers, you will be able to ask them questions and they will ask questions from you. And maybe at first you might think it's a very academical setting, but actually it's our way to see who you are. So we want to know who you are, how you fit to our family, what you have done and what you want to do. It's our way to also find out how we can support you once you join our family. This is also your way to meet maybe some other people. For example, if you are from Estonia, then you are making group interviews. This is something you have to be ready for. For international applicants, to make this smoother process for you, you will get more one-to-one time, so you can ask more specific questions. We know that studying in another country, you might have a lot of questions towards us as well. And then after a week or so, you receive admission decision from us. So it might be conditional. Conditional acceptance means, for example, if your interview went well, but some of the requirements are not still fulfilled, you don't have your state exam results, or for example, your English has not been presented, then it's conditional till the point when you have those fulfilled. And of course, there are acceptance decision, and full acceptance means that you can join our family. And the last step is basically signing the student contract and also payment of the tuition fee. It might seem a lot, and if in any step of the process you will have any questions, then our part is to support you, so feel free to let us know if you get stuck anywhere in the process. And also important for you, if you want to apply to us, are probably the dates when you need to do what. There are different dates for everything. For example, there are application deadlines. So by this time, you need to submit your application. So for local students first, we have interviews in May and in July. So if you want to participate in the interview on 27th of May, your application should be done by 24th of May. And in July, similarly, if you want to participate on 8th of July, you will have to do your application by 5th of July. Similarly to local students, Finnish students also have interviews in May and July. So if you want to participate in the interview on 28th of May, you will have to do your application by 26th. And if you want to participate on 9th of July, you will have to apply till 7th of July. You have an opportunity to choose between the dates when you want to do the interview. And also, if you have a question, which one should you choose? I suggest to think when you have more time for it. And some of you are worried sometimes that maybe my state exam results are still not out. So can I do the interview in May? Yes, you can, because this is your way. You get the interview out of the way. If the interview goes well, you already have conditional acceptance, and then we look at your state exam results. If they go well as well, then everything is set. So it's your opportunity to do the interview earlier and get it out of the way. For non-EU students, the deadline was 1st of April. So we are unfortunately not accepting applications anymore. However, not everything is lost. If you are still interested, everything we told you today applies, and you can apply next year. We will start the admissions by the end of the year, so in December, and you will be able to apply for autumn 2021. And we still have international admissions ongoing, so EU students and students from Russia, Ukraine, Belarus, Georgia, Turkey, Canada, and US, you are welcome to apply till 1st of June. And your interviews will be held in June and July. So, and financing of your studies might be very important. So what do you need to know if you want to plan ahead how to support your studies through finances? EBS has scholarships. Randy, for example, already brought out some options that Student Council provides. We have also scholarship for entrance or like entering students. They basically, you need to make an application to the admission committee, and we give scholarship to the brightest ones. Something you need to keep in mind is that mostly entrance scholarships are discounts from the tuition fees. So they can be starting from 25% up to 100%, depending how your application went, how your interview went, and what do you bring to the community. The scholarships at this level are awarded to the brightest and to people who really bring something to the classroom. Going forward, scholarships depend on your activity. If you are a very good student with excellent academical results, then there are scholarships provided for those who study the best. Also, if you're active in EBS life, so Student Council is one option. There are also different projects that EBS does. And if you help out EBS with this, you can be awarded a scholarship. And if that's not an option for you, then another way to support your studies is also a study loan, which we have in cooperation with InBank. If you have Estonian residency, then you can actually apply for it, and they offer this opportunity to you where you make a contract with them, and they pay the tuition fee firstly for you, and then you pay back to in-bank. And so on. Studies at EBS, maybe you were wondering, we talked about terms like daytime studies and session-based studies. So you might have wondered how it actually looks like. Daytime studies means that your lectures are happening between Monday and Friday, and they are between 8:30 a.m. till 5:15 p.m. It does not mean that all the days are full days between those times. It means just that the lectures are scheduled between those times. When it comes to session-based studies, so entrepreneurship and business administration program, the session-based studies are 2 days a week, so Monday and Tuesday, and at the evening times. So for you, it's easy to combine your work and studies at the same time. And if you're planning to study in Helsinki campus, then they have sessions every second week, so in some kind of sequence. And they have studies on Tuesday, Wednesday, Saturday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And something that you might also consider if you already set your way towards EBS is that our studies start in the end of August. So we will have intro weekend also for all the students, where you will have an opportunity to meet everyone who starts studies at EBS. You will have an opportunity to network, to get to know each other, to understand how the network is like. We will get you first stepping stone to our like-minded community and help you find your people that you are going to spend your studies with. So from 24th to 28th of August, we will have an intro weekend, and we want every first-year student to take part of it. So also reserve this time in the end of August to start studies with us. And there you go.
Thank you so much, Lina. There was a question in the chat room concerning accommodation opportunities. Do we provide our students with a dormitory or help them finding an apartment to be rented?
Unfortunately, EBS doesn't have a dormitory, but that does not mean that you will have to hunt apartments on your own. EBS actually has partners who help out students with accommodation. So we help students to reach those partners, and they will find an apartment. When it concerns with international students as well, I know this might be a bigger concern when you come to another country and you're not sure where you're going to live. Then we provide information and help throughout the admission process before you reach the destination. And also Randy of course already mentioned buddies, so you have someone already from Estonia who is helping you out with questions, and that also involves questions regarding the accommodation and how to survive in Estonia, where are the nearest shops, what do you need to know when you come to Estonia. So all of this information is provided through our Student Council International Club, and also I'm providing pre-information before you arrive to Estonia after you get your positive admission decision from our side.
Lina, you are also a student yourself, enrolled in our MBA in Management Master's Program. What were your recommendations on how to really benefit the most from being the student in Estonian Business School?
What I would suggest to all the people who come to EBS is that take out most of your time that you spend here. So if you are in the classroom and you look at the people who are around you, they are like a book. They are a book, and each page represents something, some other topic, something else. This is an opportunity for you to learn from your peers. Everyone has a different life experience, different background they come from. And I think the people in the room make the best. Of course, not only students, also lecturers. Everyone has their own life story. But the more you can learn about others and from their experiences, the easier it will be for you. And I think the people of EBS is the greatest value that you can actually find our community, definitely.
Thank you so much again. The next question could be answered by Shayla, I think, concerning internship opportunities. So there are 2 specializations in International Business Administration program and also 3 in Entrepreneurship program. So what are the options for the internship, and do we anyhow support our students on the way?
Excellent question. Indeed, when it comes to internship, then as part of the International Business Administration program, it's a mandatory part, and you can choose between 3 fields. Can be marketing, management, or finance. And this is regardless of what your specialization is. So even if you specialize in marketing, you can still do the internship in, let's say, finance. And we expect the students to do the internship over the summer. So you don't have to do it at the same time when you study during the semester. And you can do it in Estonia at one of the companies here, or you can actually do it abroad as well. So there's such a thing as Erasmus Plus internship. So it's a database that really combines all the offers out there in Europe. And you can really take a look into this database as well and get an international experience by doing your internship abroad.
And there was one more question you hopefully could answer. Is it possible to take different courses simultaneously in Tallinn and Helsinki?
It is possible, of course. So I think what makes your studies really flexible here is that you're not sort of restricted to one group, in the sense that you put your timetable together. If you see that it fits your timetable to travel to Helsinki, let's say every other week to take a class there, then why not?
Thank you so much for answering this. I see that we are approaching to end and time is ticking. We've been hopefully able to answer all the questions you have had during this session. However, should there be any more, do not hesitate to write us. Our study consultants and admission specialists are delighted to help you on all the matters you may face. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you for spending this hour with us. Hopefully it was worth to stay and valuable for you. We are looking forward to welcoming you in Estonian Business School and in one of the most digitalized and entrepreneurial countries of the world. Thank you so much, and enjoy your morning, afternoon, or evening ahead.